Hello, beautiful angels. Welcome back to my channel. I know you guys missed me. I was unfortunately very sick. I'm doing a lot better now. Thank you for asking. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 types of men that avoid commitments. This is huge, okay? Because it's a new year, and whether it's a new year or not, we are always usually looking for a relationship, things like this. And I figured I'd give you guys a little refresher on the types of men that usually avoid commitments. If any of these resonate with you, then you know what it is that you're dealing with. So let's get on into this video. Let me start by saying that people do whatever it is that they want to do. But in my opinion, the difference between a man and a woman, or men and women, is when a woman doesn't like a guy like that, she's not really going to engage with him, or more importantly, she won't show interest from an intimate type of perspective. Like, for instance, women are not going to sleep with someone that they blatantly do not like. We literally just don't do things like that. We don't function like that. What's interesting about men is that they will sleep with you and not even like you. Yeah, this is the world that we're living in. If you didn't know, now you know. And this is what a lot of men are capable of doing. Why? I said it in a million videos before. Men can like you to different degrees. So they can kind of like you, but really not trying to be with you, and still, you know, want to tap in. But for women, it's like, especially when it comes to intimacy, we either like you or we literally don't like you. There is no in between. This, to me, in my personal opinion, is the huge disconnect between men and women, because we think, oh, I mean, obviously he really likes me because he obviously likes up with me, not necessarily, because guys sleep with who they can, women sleep with who they want. So with that being said, that's why you have guys that ghost because they don't want to close the door. That's why you have guys that will sleep with you. They have zero intention of ever even speaking to you again. That is the major difference. Now, number 1, the first type of guy that avoid commitment, we're gonna call him Past Trauma Patrick. How you doing there, Pat? This is gonna look like a couple of things. This could be past relationship trauma, and this results in someone that's gonna have a lot of commitment issues, like a commitment phobe. You know, I got hurt when I was in the 6th grade. This girl, she literally just embarrassed me in front of all my friends and like said, hey, I didn't want to be your girlfriend anymore. I don't know. Ever since then, it's just been really difficult for me to have trust issues, so you're gonna have to be like patient with me. Boy, okay, you are literally what? In your 20s? You are a grown man. This makes no sense. Let me tell you something about men. It's very interesting too. This is another thing I find very interesting, is that guys get their heart broken once and then they will just declare to never love again. What is going on here? What is actually happening? Wait, pause guys. Highly upset. My camera literally just stopped recording and then it kept beeping, and I was like on Google like, my camera keeps beeping, like what's going on? I had to delete some stuff off my memory card. Anyways, you have guys that are basically commitment phobe, and you are a grown man and you want to blame something that happened to you one time. I don't care if it happened to you more than one time. We have a lot more elasticity as it pertains to love and relationships and things like that, to the fact that they are scared to be intimate or form a bond or have a romantic type of connection because they have a fear of getting hurt. And it's interesting because people that usually have like a fear of getting hurt or whatever, they end up being the type of person that hurts other people. Isn't it funny? Or on a more serious note, this could be caused by someone that has the past trauma that caused PTSD, which causes, you know, anxiety or, you know, depression or fear. And these types of people, they can fear relationships, or relationships trigger a stress response from that person whenever they are getting close to someone. Number 2, low self-esteem, Logan. Low self-esteem and insecurities look like this. They want pieces of you, but not the full thing. Never the full thing. And a lot of these guys, I personally feel like, are gonna be the guys that, like I was talking about in my podcast, make sure you check it out. Someone asked me a question of why are certain guys intimidated by like successful women or women that are very ambitious? Low self-esteem. That is all that is it. So if that person has low self-esteem and they feel like, oh, I'm not really gonna be good enough for her, it is not for us to be like, oh, he has low self-esteem. Oh, like I understand where he's coming from, Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I get it too. But at the end of the day, you can't compensate for that low self-esteem and try and make it work regardless because, well, you know that he's like insecure and like has low self-esteem. Or maybe it can manifest as like jealousy, and to you this is toxic. It feels good to you, like, oh, I love that he's like so like jealous of me, like he's, because to you that makes you feel wanted, and that to you feels like ooh, love, like, oh, he's not gonna go anywhere. It's unhealthy. If someone has low self-esteem, they need to fix it. Anything externally is not going to fix an internal problem. It is not on you, like I said, to fix people, one, at all, let alone be with someone that you have to overcompensate because they have low self-esteem. It's not on you. And in my personal theory, I feel like this is a perfect ideal person for a situationship, right? They would rather not commit to anything serious with you because they would rather have pieces of you than try and get the whole thing. Why? Because they don't even feel like they deserve it, or truthfully, probably they don't deserve it, but they still want to sample it. And that way, if you walk away or they sabotage it, because they probably will, they don't feel like they've been rejected by all of you because they've only accepted parts of you. Ooh, that's deep. That is my literal theory. Like, I genuinely believe this, like, because I dated someone like that before, where it was like he was very insecure about dating me, and he wasn't even a bad looking guy. I don't date bad looking people. And I feel like was trying to only accept parts of me so that he wouldn't feel rejected by the potential hurt maybe that he felt like it would have led to if he would have actually given it a real chance. Does that make sense? Number 3, immature Ian. Let me tell you about Ian. A guy like Ian usually can't commit because they are children. So this is gonna look like a guy that doesn't want to open up with you. He wants to go with the flow. And let me tell you this, a man has a plan and only boys play with toys. A guy that's super immature is going to be super argumentative. They take a lot of things personal. They blow up on very small, minute things because they don't possess the emotional maturity to even deal with things or issues at hand in an appropriate fashion. Come on, angels, we all know we've been in relationships in some way, shape, or form where we feel like we can't even really express ourselves in the way that we want to because we just don't want to argue with them, or we're like walking on eggshells because we don't want to stop talking to them and we don't want to say anything that's gonna make them upset or like not want to talk to us anymore. Come on. Been there, done that. No, enough. It stops today. Or this could even look like a guy that always chooses his friends over you. Hello, that's like a telltale sign. I dated someone like this where it's like he would rather wait on last minute plans with his boys than actually plan a date with me. Wait around for plans with his boys instead of actually planning a date. Children, Toys R Us, that's what you are. Yeah. And we're gonna move on to number 4. Obviously, a man that doesn't want to commit is gonna be selfish. We're gonna name this guy Steven. If you don't reach out to them first or to him first, you won't hear from him. Now, how do you like that? A guy like Steven, who's selfish, he's always gonna make decisions and never consider you. Let's say you guys had plans. You guys were supposed to go to a party together. He tells you last minute, an hour before. You're already getting ready at that time. Men, if you were seeing this, hi, how are you? I just want you to know, you have to confirm plans with us. And I'm the type of person, you don't confirm plans with me an hour before, 2 hours before, tell me you're looking forward to seeing me 15, 20 minutes before we're actually supposed to be together, I'm not going. Because we take a while to get ready. You know, we want to look good. We care about our appearance. These things take time. T-I-M-E. Yeah. And you canceling last minute, even if it's for a appointment, are you picking up what I'm laying down? Girls, they have to shave, they have to do this, they have to make a production, they have to like put on just enough makeup to like make it look like they're not really wearing makeup, like so cute. And you're gonna tell us, yeah, sorry, like, can we like cancel, like, can't make it out tonight. Can't make it out tonight. I will kill you. I would. Especially as it pertains to dating, this is like grounds for me to literally never speak to you again. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? If you ever are going to cancel, you need to cancel a minimum of 3 hours. One, you should probably cancel the night before or the day before. Okay, that's even better. The more time in advance, the better. At the very least, give us a 3 hours heads up, because a lot of us, it takes us 3 hours and 2 hours to get ready. So we want to take our time. Do you understand that? Glad we are clear. Selfish types of guys, right? Like Steven, they don't want to hang out with you unless sex is involved. I have seen some things, okay? Consults, people that I know, or you hang out with guys where they're like, oh, I'm super busy and like the only time I usually have available is like every day after like 9 p.m. Really? That's interesting. So you mean after all the restaurants close, after options to eat out, everything closes, for you to put effort into anything, you're magically only available after life has shut down? Get out of town. Get out of here. And I mean it. What do you mean? What are you saying right now? Don't fall for that. And this is the thing, angels. Don't be so desperate where you're like, oh, but I really do want to see him. And let me tell you something else that I actually recently learned. Okay, let's take a little sidebar. Be careful of this. You go on one date with a guy, right? You go on one date with them, and second date, they're like, oh, why don't we chill like at my place, like your place, we can like cook together. They never cook. They never cook. They never cook. Okay, that's one. And if they do, I don't care. Because the point is, I guarantee you after that second home date, you'll never see another real date again. And don't come in my comment section saying, that's not true. I literally did that and I'm still dating the guy. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the vast majority, not the anomaly. Congratulations to you over there, down there in the back, but I'm actually talking to the general public, okay? That's usually not the case. I'm telling you, what I do want to see is you guys telling me, oh yeah, Aisha, yes, that's true. Thank you for putting the ladies on, because it actually really does exist. It's like they take you on one date and they think they've done so much for you. They deserve this, they deserve that. And it's like you never see another restaurant again after you do that second date at his house. Don't do it. And lastly, the grand finale. This happens to be my longest one too. Ethan, the eternal bachelor. Let's talk about what this usually looks like. This can look like someone who is usually maybe older, more established, but they have a very fragile ego. And they usually prey on women under the age of 25 because your frontal lobe isn't fully developed yet. And they seem to think in their little brains that you're not going to possess the mental capacity to challenge them in any way, nor are you an actual threat to them in any way, because, well, what man that's over the age of, honestly, even 40 wants to be with anyone that serious in their early 20s. I almost choked in real time. I almost choked because that's how ridiculous it is to me. Ridiculous. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. So guys like this, they purposely go after women that they don't find challenging. And that's usually gonna be someone under 25. Because guys don't really take women that serious before that age, really. They barely take us serious right now. They're not gonna feel the pressure of life's normal responsibilities and commitments. Men that are eternal bachelors like Ethan are jaded and too weak to be vulnerable and honest with people. Obviously, if you see an easy kill, you're gonna be like, all right, this is not challenging. This is not posing a threat to me. This is easy. They can coast on by on autopilot. And these types of guys, they can woo you with all these great experiences that usually come in the form of nice restaurants and steakhouses and maybe the occasional trip or even the promise of one. But they have zero plans of actually forming any sort of meaningful, long-term, official relationship with you and committed relationship with you. And they love what's new and fresh, a word that they simply would not describe when they're talking about themselves, right? Now, on the contrary, this could also look like a younger guy who is young enough but old enough to know better, probably between the ages of like 28 to maybe even, let's say, 40. And instead of getting serious-minded about life and established, they have chose to live by the acronym YOLO as a daily mantra. These guys are what I like to call premature eternal bachelors because they are not evolving appropriately to begin to even get serious about their future. I think it's a red flag if you meet someone that's in his late 20s, especially in your 30s. It's off limits for you, period, in your 30s, where you're not trying to actually be established in hopes of actually having a family and having a committed life and settling down with someone eventually. You have to take preparation to do that, and that starts usually around this time. It's not gonna, you know, miraculously just start when you're like 50 years old, like you've wasted all your time. We all know guys like that too. So in conclusion, let me be very clear. You should not date any of these type of men. If any of those types of men resonates with you, we have a problem, and it's not in Houston. It's here in your living room, wherever you're watching this, on your phone, on your laptop, it's there. These types of men will waste your time, and all you will essentially leave with is maybe a charge, potential jail time, mental health issues, and self-loathing from all of the collateral damage. I think what we need to learn, or what we must learn as women, is to identify these things, and when we do, to not play with fire and leave them where they're at. Okay, that's what our job is, because it's all fun and games when you think you like someone so much and you like work so hard to like get with them and you ignore all these red flags. I mean, not for nothing, I'm really not trying to even be mean and go off on a rant, but like, look, I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. I need someone to talk to about this. Okay, do you have a minute? Please. Okay, sit. So I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? And I saw Kenya, she got married, and we all saw how he basically treated her. And I remember at one point Cynthia was asking her, did you ever see any of these red flags? And she's like, girl, if I told you the red flags that I ignored, you would be scared. Because why? Kenya was in a position where we all know her struggles with wanting to find love as a successful Black woman, and she really wanted to have a child, and she has a beautiful daughter too. Sometimes because of that, it makes us buy into something more quickly than we would if we weren't necessarily rushing for that or deeply longing for that. With all that being said, you don't want to ignore the red flags because of the fact that it only leads to collateral damage, and you only end up hurting yourself in the end anyways. So with that being said, angels, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. Oh no, I clearly forgot how to end my videos because I haven't done this in a while. Jesus, not again. Okay. With that being said, angels, do not forget that I love you and God loves you, and I'll see you beautiful angels in my next video. Mwah. I better see you in my next video. I'm not playing with you. Go watch another one right now. I have one on the screen. Go watch it. I love you. That's what it needs to do. It's giving what it needs to give me.